Hey everybody, it's Jason. I'm Rent Real Estate. I'm here with Bob Rankin from Northeast Funding. Bob, thanks for joining.
Thanks for inviting me, Jason.
Again, appreciate it. What I wanted to start with was just go through a section of this great book, What Every Person Needs to Know About Buying a Home in the Capital District. Specifically, what I want to talk about, since Bob is in the mortgage game, is the tips for first-time home buyers around getting their mortgage pre-approval. And I just want to read one quick section from the book, and it goes, buying a new home can be one of the most difficult and intimidating tasks you will face as an adult. Some compare buying a new home to public speaking, and the fear of the unknown can set in, allowing your mind to make up its own story. And that's certainly been my experience personally when I went to buy my first home, as well as when I work with buyers today, where they want to start at the end. They want to start looking at property, the fun part. They express some apprehension maybe with engaging on the mortgage side and understanding how that's all going to work. And I think what that all comes down to is just the uncertainty, or someone answers questions that they have. So I want to take a minute to talk with Bob about that process. So Bob, when we talk about the mortgage pre-approval process, like what does that look like for the everyday buyer?
It's a great question. It's not like when you go buy a car, you find the car, then you find the financing through the car dealership. When going to a home, it's the extreme opposite. The first thing that you should always do is sit down with a qualified mortgage company or loan officer to find out what you're qualified for, but more importantly, what's comfortable. Because what you're qualified for and what's comfortable could often be worlds apart. And what we do in the process is review your credit score, what other obligations you have out there, your debt ratio, and we go over what would be a comfortable monthly payment based on your income.
Right, and I like what you said there about comfortable monthly payment, because at the end of the day, oftentimes what people find is they'll be pre-approved up to some amount. But to Bob's point, even though you may be pre-approved to spend, let's just pick a number, $300,000, maybe the other facets of your lifestyle, maybe it would make more sense for you to spend, I don't know, $200 or $250. So one of the things about Bob is he's going to have that conversation with you to find out not only what you're pre-approved for, but hey, what really fits in with what your long-term goals are. And Bob, I'm just curious, how long does that process typically take from when you first talk to someone to when you're actually issued them a pre-approval?
We try and do it the same day. What more likely would happen is have you come into the office, we'll sit down, go over all your different credit report, your income, etc., and we'd issue a pre-approval letter right there. It's easy to do it on the phone or via email if you prefer. However, I call it the deer in the headlight look. If I try to explain all of your options, whether it's FHA, VA, USDA, or conventional loan, I can't see if we're communicating on the same page.
Right. So I think the big takeaway there is, get a great resource, Bob or otherwise, that's going to be there to really answer any questions that you have, but also realize that it's a fairly non-invasive and fast process. So there's no reason to put it off. Let's make sure you get the right financing in place so that when we find you that dream home, we're ready to go. So I think that'll wrap us.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thanks, Bob.